So today we're going to be doing a short standing spinal stretch. This is basically just a stretch that you can do in the morning when you first wake up, just to kind of wake up your body and to really take care of our spines. You do not need a mat, but if you would like a mat, feel free to stand on a mat, stand on any surface that is comfortable for you, and let's get started.
Release, 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 release.
We're going to start by taking a few deep breaths in, inhaling the arms up, and exhaling our hands at heart center. Inhaling the arms up, exhaling our arms at heart center. One more time, inhaling the arms up, and exhaling the arms at heart center. This time we're going to inhale the arms up, and on our exhale we're going to swan dive forward, keeping our back straight until we reach the bottom. Then we can release the head down. Now from here we're just going to bend our elbows, grabbing our shoulders, and letting the head hang, and our arms hang as well. Taking a few deep breaths here, and we can also rotate side to side, giving our backs a little massage here. Finding our neutral spine, we can relax those hands down at the mat. And we're going to slowly come up, keeping that bend in our spine. And as we come up, we're going to straighten slowly and lifting the head last. From here, we're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan diving forward, keeping the back straight until we reach the bottom. And from here, we're going to inhale up into our flat back or halfway lift, hugging our shoulder blades together. Our gaze is looking down. And we're going to exhale, bending all the way down. We can keep our knees bent, resting our bellies onto our thighs to help keep our back straight. Inhaling the arms up. Exhaling, swan diving forward. Inhaling back up into that flat back, holding our shoulders together. Exhaling, dropping all the way down. Inhaling, reverse swan diving, keeping that back straight to our mountain. And we're going to exhale to our forward fold one last time, keeping our back straight until we reach the bottom. Inhaling up into our halfway lift, hugging our shoulders. Exhaling our hands on either side of the feet. And inhaling, reverse swan diving all the way up to our mountain pose. And we can bring our hands to heart center. Now we're going to come into our chair pose. Our chair flow. We want to make sure that our feet are hip width apart. When we exhale, we are going to sit back as if we're sitting into a chair. We want to make sure that our knees are not coming above our ankles, but that our knees are sitting back directly over our ankles, not sinking through over our toes, taking care of our knees. It's as if we're just sitting back into a chair. We're going to inhale the arms up. And as we exhale, we're going to exhale into that chair. We have the option to keep our hands at heart center or to have our arms spread in front of us. Whichever variation we may choose. And as we inhale, we're going to inhale back up into that mountain. And exhale, swan dive diving forward into our forward fold. Inhaling back up into our mountain. And as we exhale, we're going to exhale into chair. Inhaling up into our mountain. Exhaling, swan diving forward. Inhaling up into our mountain. Exhaling into chair. And we're going to flow through this movement at the pace of our own breath. Feeling free to flow through this movement at our own pace. Now, some of you may be like me and struggle with your knees trying to come in or out as we reach down into that chair pose. We want to make sure that our knees are not coming in, but that they're staying put. We also have the option of grabbing a block and putting a block between our knees. I prefer to just work on it myself naturally. But it is whatever you choose to do. And this is going to be our last flow, and we can meet in mountain with our hands at heart center. Taking a few deep breaths in. And on our next inhale, we're going to inhale our right arm up, keeping our left arm at our side, stretching through those fingertips and stretching through our heel and our foot. We also have the option to bend that arm over to the opposite side, lifting our gaze up to the ceiling. And as we straighten out on our next exhale, taking a deep breath in and exhaling that arm at our side. On our next inhale, we're going to inhale our left arm up to the ceiling, stretching through our fingertips and through the heels of our foot. And if we would like an additional stretch, going ahead and bending over slightly to the side, lifting our gaze to the ceiling. And from here, we can straighten out that arm and our sides. And on our next exhale, releasing that arm back down to our side. We're going to stretch out our chest. And we're going to do this by bringing our hands behind us. We can keep our arms here and just pretend that we have a beach ball here. If we have a medicine ball or anything that we would like to place here, we can. Or if we have a strap, this is not a regular strap, but I want to use it as an example. We can also use a strap to help us bring our arms together. Now, if we can easily clasp our hands together, then we have the option of doing that as well. So we can clasp our hands or do whatever variation of this pose feels best for us. And just stretch out our chest here. And if we would like to get deeper into this stretch, we can also sit back as if we're sitting into a chair. But go ahead and release that chest down to those thighs. And we can slowly release from this stretch, lifting back up into our mountain pose, releasing that grip and shaking out our arms. We're just gonna do a few more inhales just to feel good in our body. So we're gonna inhale the arms up. Exhale as we swan dive forward. Inhale back up into our flat back. Exhale, releasing the head. And we're going to slowly come up as we did in the beginning. Waiting until we reach the top to release our shoulders and our head up. Inhaling the arms up once more. Exhaling as we swan dive forward, keeping our back straight until we reach the bottom. Inhaling up into our flat back. Exhaling our hands on either side of the foot. Slowly inhaling up. Releasing the shoulders and the head when we come to the top. And we're just going to do this one last time. Exhaling as we swan dive forward. Inhaling up into our flat back, hugging our shoulders together. Exhaling into our forward fold. And as we inhale, slowly coming up into our mountain. Take a second to breathe here and just to congratulate yourself for taking care of your body, taking care of your spine. Remember that this is a stretch that you could do first thing in the morning. You don't need any extra props for this stretch. So I hope that this stretch was exactly what you needed for the time frame that you can do yoga. Just remember that yoga is an everyday practice. It doesn't matter if you do 2 minutes, 10, or a whole hour. Whatever you can do, wherever you start, it's a journey, and I am just so grateful that you are choosing to spend your journey here with me. So if you like what you saw today, go ahead and like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.